What's going on, YouTube? V here. So today we're gonna do a meta market watch, talking about the prices and changes that happened throughout the weekend, and catching us up with a lot of the newer buyouts. I have a bunch of videos. Actually, have my iPad that I need to upload, so those videos will be uploaded soon. Including my Altergeist deck profile, which I'm debating on doing or not doing due to the fact that we're gonna be having a ban list coming up soon. I have a ban list prediction video coming out soon, in which I'll discuss cards I think will come off the bans, might go on the bans. We'll talk about that in that video, and have many more things. So if you want to check it out, hit the subscribe button, like button, all that jazz, and comment. Also, oh yeah, I stream on Twitch, Captalion. I stream video games, so if you want to check that out, it's in the link below in the description. Check it out. Going right into it though, the 2017 Mega Pack, Megatins, hasn't really shown much fruit in value yet. Obviously when it came out, it had a lot of value, but if we notice anything with the previous Megatin cards, it's always like a year or two later, we see like random cards go up in value. Now, Totally Awesome was roughly around a $5 card after everything settled, and we're seeing it kind of go up very slowly. You see over here impressions going up again. It's hitting almost an $8 price point. This is just for the 2017 Megatin one. It has a $7 price point, but it's going beyond that. The original print is also the same price, so... No, I'm sorry. It's actually $2 more, so buy the original print. But it's still really interesting to see the fact that Paleo is going up. It could be because the recent kid that played at the YCS before this one that ran like Trap Trick, that when he topped, people kind of got into Paleos. I guess that's the reason why, but nevertheless, it's going up in value. Also, let's look at hidden summoners real quickly and let's just see the fact that it's really done nothing value-wise. The most expensive card is Prank Kid's Rip Roaring Roaster. I love the artwork on these cards, but it's only like $6. Hidden Kid Palace. Basically, if it's a Prank Kid card, it's super rare. It might be worth something, I guess. There's not much value. Gold Star Secret Rare looks gorgeous though, and of course Super Rare Goes and Robbery are great cards to pick up, but you can just buy them singles. But yeah, Hidden Summoners is not really showing much value from this box. I really wish Konami put some more chaser cards in there. Even one would have made it decent and buyable, but due to the fact that there's no real chaser cards in there that have a tremendous amount of value, YuGiOh players aren't really going too crazy for hidden summoners at the moment. Thunder Dragons are going a little bit lower in value. Not crazy low. I mean, we could like Colossus, which is holding a $75 price point, and right now it's roughly around $68, really. You look over here, guys. It's really not that big of a difference in where it was the other day and where it's fallen. I think Thunder Dragon's still a good deck. I think it's highly underrated, but I do think that YuGiOh players that have Thunder Dragons know both. Once again, it's going to be printed next month in unlimited edition, in the special edition, as well as the ban list. I guess they have fears for that, which I don't think Thunder Dragons, in my opinion, are not going to get touched on the ban list. Looking at Dangerous Tsuchinoko, it's actually stabilizing in price, which is really weird because I think this card is going to tank in value real fast. I think Dangerous is still going to be a playable deck after the ban list. I just don't think it's going to be as prevalent. Trap Trick listed card, and like, I think I'm going to get rid of the ones I have because like I don't feel comfortable with this card being at this value, if that makes any sense. It's a $20 secret rare from Soul Fusion. It's a great card, don't get me wrong, but it hasn't merited that $20 price point. I think its price is going to decline overall, but I think Konami's going to reprint this card and probably be one of the first cards to be reprinted by Konami from Soul Fusion. Would, at my mind, absolutely be Trap Trick. Thunder Dragon Dark and Thunder Dragon Roar are spiking low in value. This card was really high in value. Right now, you're seeing roughly around the price point of $15. And then Dragon Roar is also holding a price point of $12. These are both $20 and $22, and they're spiking really low as well. Once again, the hype behind Thunder Dragon is looking at like Titan, which is coming in around roughly $7. This was a $25, $35 pre-order card, and it's just spiking lower value. Catch Dragon Levianeer is also around $7. It's not a bad card, by the way, but you can only really play the Thunder Dragons, but for that you play BLS, which is infinitely better. Thunderbird was supposed to be another card in the set, supposed to be really hyped up, and that card spiked down. I think it's one of the first secret rares in the set to really spike super low in value, and we're seeing roughly around $5. By Come Down, which is at 3s. This is a good card, I'm telling you. That's my card of this set. Look at the other dangers though. We're seeing Nessie and we're seeing Bigfoot also go lower in value, where Nessie is holding a price point of roughly around $34. Bigfoot is holding a price point of $21. These cards were around $40s not long ago, And they're going down once again because of the danger FTK. Like, it must suck to be a danger player knowing that your cards are going to get hit because of FTK that exists within one card that Konami refuses to hit in the ban list. It must be terrible. It really is. And Konami is going to hit everything that's not Firewall Dragon. That's how it's going to be, guys. We could complain about it, we could be upset about it, but in the end, I really wish Konami did it on errata, but they're going to be hitting the danger stuff. Also, Borreload Dragon is, once again, increasing in value. $72 market price, and we're looking over here, guys. First edition's holding roughly around 75, 73 for the unlimited right there, and after that 75 goes right to 76 and holds it for a minute. So roughly $76 for a first edition Borreload Dragon, a card in which for a while was roughly around $58. Then Borreload starts sneaking its way into many decks. We're seeing Pendulums use it. We're seeing Guys, which can now OTK with Borreload Dragon. We're seeing a ton of decks use this card. Little fun fact, I played this card at my previous regionals this past weekend, and it's won me games by itself. It's that good of a card. It's a must-have one-of card in just about any rogue deck as well as tier 1 deck. It's that good of a card, and I wouldn't be surprised if Borreload starts going even high in the market. I wouldn't be surprised if this card hits $85. It's that good, and I feel that confident behind this card. If you're looking for a reprint, well, Cybernet Horizon just came out not long ago, so you might have to wait a little bit longer for that reprint. So I highly recommend you go ahead and check out these Borreload Dragons before it's too late. Cyber Emergency and just cybers in general are going up in value. We started to see them in top in the past YCS Pasadena. A lot of you players are a little more confident in them. These cards were going back down in value. All the cyber stuff was going back down in value. But due to the fact that we saw them played this past weekend, now you players are going crazy for them. Everyone's going back into cyber stuff, and the cyber hype just went back up. The average Cyber Dragon players that play competitive locals are now have new decks to copy and maybe modify and play. The new competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players that don't want to really play anything meta can now play Cyber Dragons, because let's be honest with you, Cyber Dragons most likely will not be hit in the bans whatsoever, so it's kind of a safe bet that you can play. It is cheaper than majority of the meta decks out there as well, so that's something else to look forward to. Looking at its current price points, roughly around $16 to $17 after the German one's gone for Cyber Emergency, a little bit higher than its current price point. Number 75, Bamboozling Gossip Shadows, another card that went high in value. The deck did the things again, and the funny thing about this card and the deck it belongs in, it just needs to top one event, just top, and will spike high in value. That's what we're seeing here. This is what happened last time, where one of this deck topped, and this is what we saw what happened at recent YCS Pasadena, where the deck topped again. So we're gonna see the price go up in value. Looking at price trends, it's going high in value. Market price going to be roughly around $14 to $15, and then we're looking at and seeing at $17 for a Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. This card was going back lower in value, and the minute it topped, that quickly went up in value. So looking at strikers real quickly, guys. Engage is tanking. Market price going to be about $50. We're seeing unlimiteds roughly around 37 to 38. First editions are still holding around $41, but it's tanking because every striker player knows they need to get rid of that third engage. I mean, if Konami doesn't hit the third engage, you got to run in and buy it quickly. But for the most part, strikers are going down in value. Rome is burning, my friends, if you're holding strikers. 2 engage, 2 Widow Anchor. Holding any more is at your own risk, and you're probably going to lose money on it. Do I think strikers are going to be dead after the ban list? No, but I do think they're going to get hit in this ban list. Looking at Widow Anchor, its price point, market price showing to be about $23 to $24. Price is showing it going down in value. Unlimited's about $21. First edition, same thing, roughly around $21. People can't get rid of these cards fast enough. You got a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players out there holding strikers and just getting rid of all the strikers. You got Yu-Gi-Oh players just getting rid of the third of each of Widow Anchor and Engage. Nevertheless, strikers is taking in value, and it's going to continue to tank in value. It just is what it is with this deck, and I think Konami knows that, and I think Konami is going to be releasing a ban list hopefully soon. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a ban list today, to be honest with you, because I think strikers is still a good deck. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to unload it really fast, and then we're going to see it slow down if we was to get a ban list today, and whenever we get a ban list, when it comes out. So Vampire Sucker is, once again, still going up higher and higher in value. We're seeing a $14 price point, but the card over here is showing $15, and a lot of 1s and 3s, not many, and once the page bottom was out on the first page, it's about $20 for Vampire Sucker. Looking at this card, once again, it works really well with the Vampire Structure deck. The Vampire Structure deck is a really good deck. It's, if you just type in, since you're on YouTube already, you just type it in and look up deck list. There's tons of them, and they're really fucking good. The deck is also, once again, really inexpensive. Kinda. You see, Vampire Fraulein, a card that was $2, market price showing to be about $3, I saw it when it was $2, is now about $10, $9 to $10. I said once that wall's broken, the card's gonna hit 10. In fact, I did a market watch about this I think it was last Thursday or Friday, when it was roughly around $2. I said, this is the card you want to get. I said in Dark Savior, there's always a couple of cards that go up in higher in value. This was one of the picks. Once again, Vampire Fraulein isn't specific for vampires. It's specific for zombies. The zombie structure deck not only increased the price of Vampire Sucker, but Vampire Fraulein, which is a much better version of Honest. It's a way better version of Honest. If you play against any vampire deck, this card right here, yeah, it's going to do a lot of work for you. You just need really one of it. Having multiples is even better, but one will really get you going, especially with a Vampire Honest that's recyclable. Recyclable? If you guys don't know, at the end of battle phase, this card is stored by any monsters in battle. You can special summon it from the graveyard to your field. It just comes back. 2,000 defense. Pretty good card. And I think that a lot of you players just ran to this card. Price is holding pretty high right now, and it looks like it's been holding for a minute. So if you have any Vampire Fraulein, sell them. Dark Saviors was a really good set. It had a lot of strikers. It was highly bought out. So I'm really surprised that there's no big walls. I mean, we got like a 13 wall over here, a 6 wall, and a 5 wall, another one 6, 5s, 4s, but we're not seeing like a 50 wall. Nothing huge, which is really weird because, once again, Dark Saviors was open heavily, and it's amazing to see there's not many Vampire Frauleins out at the moment. Another card is Impermanence. So I talked about this card when it hit around 80. I said it's going to keep going high. It's going to pass ass blossom prices. We're seeing price trends showing stabilization. Market price showing to be roughly around $88. And we look at unlimiteds, they're about $88, $88, $89. When you go to first edition, it's about $95 for Infinite Impermanence. This is a $95 card. This is an Ash Blossom. We just got rid of Ash Blossoms for the most part. I'll talk about it in a second. And now we have a new Ash Blossom. Her name is Infinite Impermanence. It's gender binary. Anyway, the card is really good, obviously, and being used in a lot of decks. Also good to get stopping FTK, which mainly is the reason why we're seeing its price go higher in value, because decks that didn't really need it are now needing it to stop an FTK. Which is really weird, because you would think some decks want to play like Effect Veiler, but then again, I guess they're really worried about Call by the Grave for the FTK, so I guess that is what it is. Inspector Border, another card that's actually going up a little higher in value. Market price going to be roughly around $7. Unlimited 7s, first editions, $8. That's the funny thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! If a card shows up majority of prevalence, even with the reprint, the original print first edition will go higher in value. And we're seeing that with Inspector Border. A card that went as low as $4 when in 2018 Megatin came out, doubled back up in price to where it is now $8. It was roughly holding around $6, and when it came out of Extreme Force, it was roughly around $4 to $5, and it's moving higher in value. And the reason is because it's really good against a lot of decks, specifically Ultra guys. Now, for my fellow Ultra guys players, I was playing this on my side. I'm taking this card out. It's not, I only had one, and I'll probably do a regional report. Maybe I'll show you my deck list. Maybe after bans, we'll talk more about that. But I just want to throw it out there. By the way, my regionals, I went 6-0, and I lost the next 3 because it was like 8 o'clock, and I was fucking exhausted. But yeah, all the guys doing mad work. Another kid went on the feed. I watched this Pasadena, so don't sleep on that deck. Anyway, Inspector Border is a really good card, but you know what's a little bit better than Inspector Border? That Dino Rustler card. Like, you just put that out. They go Inspector Border to try to stop you, and you're like, cool, I'll put a Dino Rustler, smack your border, and pop your card. For one, they're dedicating one normal summon to shut you down. You're dedicating one normal summon to +1 on them. Like, that's the way I think about it. I think that's probably the next card I'm going to put in my my Ultra Guys deck. I think I'm going to try it out for my side deck. But yeah, going back into it, Inspector Border, it's about $8 card, because it still really is good against Ultra Guys. If they don't have an answer, you punch their face until they die. Ultra Guys are currently siding this. I think they're going to be going more towards the Dino Wrestler card. Or maybe because I just thought the Dino Wrestler card, that I'm going to be going into it more. Nevertheless, it's going to be a thing. Ice Soul is going down in value. Look at the price trends. Going down in value. Market price going to be about roughly around $21. We're seeing it here at $18, and that's because, once again, Gokis are worried. Every ban list, Goki players have to go, all right, what's happening to me, Konami? And Konami just does a certain hit, and they're like, I can still play, kinda. And I think that Konami's moving forward is still going to be hitting more cards, and I don't know if Goki's going to be played about this ban list. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with any kind of Gouki variant on this ban list. Gas Soldier is now going higher in price. Once again, it recently topped. Same thing with the Cyber Emergency card. It's roughly around $15 on the market price, and we're seeing here starting to go back up to that price point. It was going lower for a minute because it really saw no play. This is the Light Revenge, the Ultra Rare. The World Superstars Rare, which is the Prismatic, which is my favorite secret rarity, is actually moving a little higher in price, and it was stabilizing. So we're seeing roughly around like $16 for the Gas Soldier card. It's a card, I guess. Next, Double Evil Pill. Now, it was taken in value. Market price showing to be about $9. See over here in price trends? Was taken in value. Yeah, no, it's back up to 9s. I think it was one deck that topped using a Double Evolution Pill with the dinosaurs, mixing it with, like, I think Thunder Dragons. And now we're seeing them back up on the map. Dinosaurs is still a really good deck, a really cheap deck. I still think there's other better alternatives. But yeah, no, we saw this one deck that everyone didn't see happen, and then it teamed up with done the dragons and made this thing. And yeah, it's pretty interesting, guys. I don't think it's gonna be good again. I don't think we'll see play at other events again. But it is a thing for until now. So you might see YuGiOh plays actually plays at your locals, which is hilarious because they're probably not gonna do as good. Let's be honest. But I'll talk about that in another video. I mean, yeah, I see what it does. I just don't know if it's consistent. That's my major issue looking at the deck list. Up next, Pendulum Core. So Pendulum's top this event. Of course they top this event. Pendulum's top every single event. At least one Pendulum player is going to get in with Pendulums. Pendulums, I guarantee before the event, there's like 10 Pendulum players. One of those kids top the event. Like, how like in your face is this telling you guys? Like this is what I'm saying about Pendulums. They're such a highly underrated deck, but they constantly top at anything. They constantly do it. And I say this to everybody. You get an event like YTS Pasadena, they had like 1,400 players. This probably was only 10 Pendulum players, 15 maybe. One of those dudes are gonna top event. Go to Striker players. Let's say it's probably about 500 and go, okay, about 20 of you will top. Compared to like very few Pendulum players. I mean, yeah, I'm putting these numbers on my ass, but I'm dead serious. I don't think there was many Pendulum players, but Pendulum is a good deck and an expensive deck that can top this event. Looking at Pendulum Core, which was a $4 card, market price showing to be roughly just going about 4.5. Price chance showing going up, and we're seeing Pendulum Core be about $5 super rare. So it went up about $1, almost about $1 roughly. And I think that's the reason is because this deck is still good. Looking at the rest of the deck list over here, the deck it's nothing. It's less than $1 for the rest of the monsters. They're dirt cheap right now. So it's up to you. Ash Blossom Joyous Spring, secret rare. Here's something really interesting about Ash Blossom Joyous Spring. It was roughly around 40. That when the last reprint came out, this version stabilized around $40, and everyone's like, okay, maybe the other versions will go cheaper and this price will go lower. Wrong. 100% wrong. Market price going to be about $46. Price is showing stabilization, but I think it's only for unlimited, really, because when you look at a first edition, they're $48 for first edition. $47.5. For first edition Ash Blossom Joyous Spring. The card's moving up slowly. It's slowly crawling back up to a higher price point. Why? Because it's still the best hand trap. It's been the best hand trap since Maximum Crisis release, and it's currently the best hand trap, and you need 3. I don't care what deck you have, you most likely need 3 of these. Up next, looking at Books of Eclipse, the card that actually was going back down in value, has now stabilized. Its market price was roughly around $8. Yeah, no, it's like $7 for this card. To be honest with you, it's a decent card. I just don't think it's even worth $7. It's gonna go back to lower in value, and you'll be seeing this card in $1 binder not too long. So keep an eye out for that. And the last card I'm talking about is Summon Sorceress. So the card price is $29. Market price showing a stabilization. And we're seeing roughly around $29. This guy's a wall of 70, wall of 46. Listen, Shonen Jump, Summon Sorceress Shonen Jump promo is the only printing currently right now. The only printing. So Future Special Edition is going to have this card being reprinted soon. With that said, Summon Sorceress is going to go lower in value. We can easily look over at Link Karibo and see the same thing. It was like a money card for the Ultra Rare, and for the most part, it's tanked pretty hard in value. The Field Center, what is this about? Lazy. Anyway, it's roughly around 24. This version of it's like $5 from the starter deck, but it's roughly around 24, which is really lower in value compared to what it used to be. It was like 35 and 40s. It's gonna be the same with this one. This card probably will hit roughly around $20. What I'm trying to say is, if you have some Sorcerers right now, you could sell it. You could keep. I would keep one for yourself just in case, but sell it. The price goes back down to $20. If you want to buy additional, then you can buy by 20s and get rid of them right now. It's to make $9 each version of Summon Sorceress. I'm speculating this card will be going. Speculating this card will go down to like $20. Then after that, it might go back up slowly, but definitely going to hit at least $20, maybe even lower. So definitely consider that when you're looking to get rid of your Summon Sorceress. And that's the market watch, guys. Once again, I really appreciate you guys watching my market watch. I have a ton of videos I'm going to have out for you guys. I know I did a video recently about the state of the game of YuGiOh and how well it's doing. I got one for Magic the Gathering and one for Dragon Ball Super, in which I just talk about the games and talk about what the games need to improve on and where they're at and how they're doing. I really want to discuss that. And I have one for Dragon Ball Super and one for Magic the Gathering. And I have some more deck files and stuff like that to talk to you guys about. And we got a balance prediction video coming out soon, as well as a balance in general coming out soon. So I would love to know what you guys think about my balance prediction, as well as your balance prediction. Of course, with the bands coming out. Hopefully it comes out today. And guys, your boy V, subscribe to my videos, it's my 2 cents. You guys have a great day.